How to live peacefully according to Buddhist teachings. Today's modern world, with its stress, worries, and chaos, people are often caught up in a cycle of anxiety, fear, and unrest. However, within the vast teachings of Buddhism, there are numerous insights that help us find peace and happiness in the simplest aspects of life. 1. Peace in the mind, peace in the body. The Buddha teaches that in order to live peacefully, one must first have a peaceful mind. When the mind is not disturbed by greed, anger, or ignorance, the body will also be at peace. In the Prajnaparamita Sutra, the Buddha affirms that enlightenment is not something far away, but is the stillness within the mind, transcending the distractions and troubles of life. To achieve inner peace, one needs to learn how to control their thoughts and emotions. Instead of reacting negatively to difficulties or challenges, we can approach them with patience and mindfulness. Taking time each day to calm the mind, breathe deeply, and reconnect with oneself helps to refresh and purify the soul. 2. Practicing compassion and forgiveness. One of the most essential teachings of Buddhism is compassion and forgiveness. Compassion is not only about loving others, but also about forgiving the wrongs of others and ourselves. When we live with compassion, we not only help others, but we also bring peace to our own hearts. Forgiveness is about understanding and not allowing minor conflicts in life to disturb our peace. By forgiving, we release ourselves from the burdens of hatred, judgment, and resentment. Thus, living with compassion and forgiveness is key to maintaining inner peace. 3. Mindfulness and living in the present. One of the most important Buddhist teachings is to live in the present moment. That is, to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying full attention to what is happening in the present without being distracted by the past or worrying about the future. When we live mindfully, we can experience joy and peace in every moment. When facing life's challenges, instead of dwelling too much on the future or blaming the past, we should focus on what we can do right now. This not only reduces stress, but also helps us to live more fully and meaningfully. 4. Simplicity and contentment. The Buddha teaches that one of the main causes of unrest in life is greed and the desire for more. When we live simply and know how to be content, our minds become lighter, and we are no longer distracted by things beyond our control. Peace arises when we learn to let go of unnecessary desires and be satisfied with what we have. Only when we do so can we truly appreciate the value of life and no longer be swept up in an endless race for more. Facing suffering with wisdom. Life is not always smooth, and suffering and challenges are inevitable. However, the Buddha teaches us that suffering is not permanent and that we can face it with wisdom. By understanding the nature of suffering, we no longer fear it or fall into despair. Instead of running away from suffering, we should learn to accept it and see it as a part of life. It is through difficulties that we grow stronger and more resilient. Conclusion: peace is not something distant or unreachable. It is the result of living with compassion, wisdom, and awareness. By practicing the Buddha's teachings on mindfulness, forgiveness, simplicity, and living in the present, each of us can find inner peace regardless of life's ups and downs.